Hi there, this is Fatima, and in this video presentation, I'll be discussing the acceptable use policies we have here in Montgomery County Public Schools, as well as sharing strategies and tips so that everyone in the school community understands their responsibilities when using our school's network. So what is an AUP? AUPs are a document that specifically state user rights responsibilities of anyone who has access to a company, or in this case, a school's network. This includes access to the internet and any technology equipment, such as computers, tablets, and laptops. Why do schools need it? Schools need an AUP to make sure that students and staff are protected. AUPs define specific behaviors and expectations as to what our students can do. Everyone in the school is held accountable for making sure that these rules and procedures are followed. You can find the MCPS AUP online through the school's site. The document is titled User Responsibilities for Computer Systems, Electronic Systems, and Network Security. When reading over the document, you will find that it gives examples of user responsibilities as well as limitations. For example, it states that every person, staff, and student in the county will be given a personal login account in order to access the county's network and to get on the computers. It also states that users are prohibited from any system hacking or making any statements or actions that would be considered as cyberbullying. These will lead into consequences such as warnings, parent conferences, and even suspension. Teachers need to be aware of these guidelines, and therefore discussions among staff should be held so teachers know what their responsibilities are. Some examples of ways to communicate the AUP with staff members could be through training sessions during pre-service week at the start of the school year. Even more important is how teachers will communicate these rules to students. Students will require explicit instruction about these rules and how to use the technology. One idea could be to have students develop classroom technology rules. It's also suggested that students sign a contract stating that they understand. A teacher's role is to share a variety of technology resources with the students. A teacher needs to demonstrate the appropriate ways to use those resources so that all students can gain academic success. Through modeled and guided lessons, teachers can meet the standard. Parents should also know about the AUP. To teach the parents, suggestions include discussing about it during back-to-school nights or through weekly newsletters. It's also suggested that parents sign a contract stating that they understand about the AUP policies and consequences. Lastly, teachers need to remind themselves to practice the legal and ethical policies. Some teacher tips include continue reinforcing appropriate behavior so that you yourself remember what the rules are, refresh yourself through discussions with teammates, and keep note of what works. This concludes the presentation, and I hope you've gained some insight as to why schools need AUPs and how we follow them. Thank you for listening.
Created using Powtoon.